Hi, boys and girls. Today we're going to read a book together called Arthur's Fire Drill, written by Marc Brown. And before we read this story, can we think about when we've gone on fire drills? Because that sounds like something we've done in school before. Exactly. We go on fire drills every now and then to practice if there is an emergency in the school building. So today we're going to read a story that shows characters in the books having a fire drill and see maybe is it just like how we do our fire drills or do they do something different? So let's begin. When DW was a baby, Arthur taught her not to touch the hot stove. No, he said, hot, hot. Let's pause here for a second. Have you guys ever thought about touching the hot stove? No, why? Right, because it's dangerous. You can get burned. When you were a baby, did you think maybe, I should touch this? Right? Maybe we didn't know any better and we had to learn. But that's why we have older siblings like Arthur, or we have our parents there to help us learn about what's safe and what is not. When DW was 2 years old, Arthur taught her about matches. No, he said, never play with matches. Have you guys ever thought about playing with matches? Yeah, me neither, because they could be super dangerous. Do we know what matches do? Right, they start fires. So if you light a match, there's a little fire at the tip. Some people use them to light candles or light a grill outside to cook, but it's very dangerous and that's not something we should play with. Now, DW is in nursery school. Her teacher teaches her all sorts of things. How to tie her shoes, how to print her name, how to share. Are those things that we do in school too? Do we write our name on the top of every paper? Yes, we do. Do we share with our friends when we're able to? Absolutely. And are some of us still learning how to tie our shoes? Yes. One day, the teacher said, "Listen up, boys and girls. Tomorrow, we are going to have a fire drill." She told them what to do. When the fire bell rings, stop what you are doing and quickly line up at the door. Let's think back to our fire drills. Is that something that we do when we hear the bells go off? What is the first thing we do? Exactly. We stop what we're doing and we get into our line spots. That's exactly what DW's teacher told her to do. So far, they do the same things that we do when we're having a fire drill. Then she took them outside. "Now stop, drop, and roll in the grass," she said. They all stopped, dropped, and rolled. Have you guys heard of the stop, drop, and roll strategy before? If you have, what does that strategy do? Excellent. If anything happens during a fire, if maybe your clothes catches on fire, that's an excellent strategy to help put the fire out to keep you safe. "This is fun," said DW. "But what's it for?" One of the Tibble twins said, "It's if your clothes catch on fire." "Oh," said DW in a tiny voice. That's what we said. So they have the same experiences as we do so far with learning about fire safety. That night, DW whispered to Arthur, "I'm not going to school tomorrow." "Why not?" asked Arthur. "There's going to be a fire," she said. "You're making this up," said Arthur. "Am not," said DW. "Our teacher even showed us what to do when we catch fire tomorrow. Stop, drop, and roll." Was her teacher telling her that there's going to be a fire? I'm thinking, did she ever say that? No, what did she say? Right, that there's going to be a fire drill. What does the word drill mean? Yes, it's something that we do to prepare for just in case this happens in real life. It's like a practice. I don't think DW understands that yet. Do you think she understands? No, she's a little confused. There's a fire drill, he said. It teaches you what to do if there's ever a real fire. I don't care what you say, said DW. I'm not going to school tomorrow. So Arthur understands that a fire drill is practice. It helps teach us what we should do. But is DW listening? No, she still is confused. She still does not think that fire is just for practice. She thinks there's going to be a real fire at school tomorrow. Let's see what happens. I have an idea, said Arthur, and he went into his closet. When he came out, he gave DW his play firefighter's hat and a very loud whistle. We'll have a fire drill at home, said Arthur, and you can be in charge. Let's take a pause here. Have you guys ever played firefighters before? Right, just like they're doing with the hat and the whistle. Oh, right here's the whistle. Yeah. So what do firefighters do to help keep us safe if there's a fire? Right, they ride their fire trucks, they have the hose of water to put out the fires, they can pull us out of the fire just in case we get caught. They do wonderful things to help keep us safe. And let's see if that will help DW understand what a fire drill is for. Great, said DW. I get to be the fire boss. But first, said Arthur, you need to know the rules. Arthur's rules to fire safety. 1. Don't hide. Get outside and never go back in. Is that something that we do during our fire drill? Do we hide under our desks if there's a fire drill? Absolutely not. We go to our line spots to get ready to leave the building safely. Stay low and go. If you have to go through smoke, put a wet towel on your head and crawl out. That's an interesting fact. Do you guys agree? Let's think to our fire drill. Did we ever have to crawl out because of smoke? No, right? Because it's practice and smoke would only happen in a real fire. But does that make this rule not important? No, this rule is still very important just in case someone ever is in a real fire. Always use the stairs, never the elevator. So let's think. Our school has an elevator, right? It has 2 elevators. Should we all stop and wait for the elevator to come up and down in case there's a fire? I don't think so either. Why not? Right, because the time it takes an elevator to come up and down, and it can only hold about 3 or 4 people. That makes it really hard to get everybody out and safe as quick as possible. So the stairs is what we usually take during a fire drill is the best option. Let's continue. Be prepared. Plan a way out now with your family. So he's planning these steps just in case there's a fire at his house. So let's think. Is he doing a fire drill in school? No, they're planning a fire drill at home to practice, which I think is super important. Do you guys agree? I think so. Why do you guys think it's important? Yes, because a fire might not just happen at school. It could happen at home, maybe if mom or dad is cooking and something accidentally catches on fire. How will you know to be safe? Do we follow the same drills at home? Let's think. If I'm at home and, oh my goodness, there's a fire, should I stop everything and get into my line spot? No, right? At home I don't have a line spot, so I need to have these rules at home too. Always remember to first get out of your house quickly, which is something we do. Then go to a neighbor's house to telephone the firehouse. Just dial 911. Let's stop and think for a minute. Have you guys ever heard that emergency number before? 911? Right. 911 is the emergency number to contact police officers, firefighters, and ambulances. Just in case anything happens, those community helpers could help keep us safe. Let's continue our story to see what happens. Okay, said DW, I'm ready. She ran down the stairs. She blew her whistle. Whee! Fire drill! Fire drill! Everyone out! And don't forget baby Kate, she shouted. What? Said Dad. Just do what she says, said Arthur. She is the fire boss. Pal ran out the door, and the others quickly followed. What's all this about? Asked Dad. It's DW's homework, said Arthur. Tomorrow is her first fire drill. DW had 2 more fire drills that night. That's enough, DW, said Dad. Then she made Arthur practice how to get through fire or smoke. Hey, I'm all wet, shouted Arthur. That's it! Let's see what happens. Do you think he's happy that he's wet? I'm thinking back to when I get wet, maybe from the rain, or if somebody splashes while I'm outside and they're in the pool. I'm definitely not happy, so let's see if he's happy. The next morning, DW was ready for school, early. But when she got there, she saw a big red fire truck out front. Oh no, she said, the school is on fire. I need to get everyone out. Just then, something strange stepped out of the fire truck. DW took one look and screamed, Help! A monster! Let's take a break here and see. So this is what she's saying is strange. What do you guys think? I think it looks pretty strange. I've never seen something with that face before. What do you guys think? Do you think it looks strange? Yeah, a little bit, right? What do you think is happening? Let's think. So, he's getting off the truck, right? The big red fire truck. Let's think. Who rides on the fire truck? Firefighters. So, do we think he's a firefighter? He could be. But why does his face look like that? Let's read to find out. I'm not sure either. The strange thing said, Don't be afraid. I'm not a monster. I'm just a friendly firefighter. And he took off his mask. Oh, it was a mask. See? This mask helps us breathe in heavy smoke. I'm here today to tell your class how we fight fires. Shall we go in? I'll help too, said DW. I'm a fire boss. After school, Arthur asked DW, How was the fire drill? No big deal, said DW. The end. I hope we all really enjoyed reading Arthur's fire drill today, and we all learned something about our fire drills at school and what we can do at home to be a little bit safe.